Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I got a story time for y'all. I'm gonna be talking about this creepy boy I used to talk to. He was mad oh my god, y'all. This story is cringing but funny but yet embarrassing at the same time. I'm gonna just give y'all a little insight. This was a long time ago. Okay, I am not the same woman I was back then. Try Jesus, not me. Okay, I'm gonna get into the video. I'm gonna try to make this as concise and as detailed, but not I don't want to make a long video. I'm gonna try to like make it short and quick and sweet. Okay, let's get into the motherfucking video. This is so embarrassing. Oh my god. Okay, it all started once upon a time. I used to work at Lady Foot Locker in a mall, and our uniform was like leggings, sweats, everything. So I used to wear leggings to work, and sometimes people, like dudes, would knock on the window, like bang on the window or whatever, like when they passing by. It's like a little, they trying to holler in a way. It's weird. But there was one time, right? I came from a Future concert. It was like the day after a Future concert, and I was already on, like, I was hyped, I was feeling good. I just seen Future, like, you cannot tell me nothing. I'm in a good mood, okay? Back then, I did not talk to anybody. I did not want to talk to anybody. I did not want to meet no dudes. I was in that phase of my life. Like, I was just like, I'm over y'all. Leave me alone. No. So, after that Future concert, I was really like, I was willing to give whoever a try. Like, I was willing to do whatever. So, I was closing one time. And I never did this. I never entertained nobody, like customer or not. I never entertained anybody. But like customers would like put their number on like a piece of paper and try to slide it to you, or like they'll give you your shoe with their number on in the shoebox. Like they would use some crazy tactics back then. But you know, after the Future concert, back to the Future concert, I was closing, and it was a group of boys walking by, like walking past the window, and they was knocking. They was like, yo, blah, blah, blah. I turned around. I'm like, what? Why y'all knocking? Like, what you want? Oh my God. Ew. But I was like, can y'all stop knocking? Like, what y'all knocking for? And then the guy, we're gonna name him, oh my God. We're gonna name him, Keen. So we're gonna name him Keen. So I turn around, it's a group of them. I'm like, what are y'all knocking for? Like, stop knocking on my window. They're like, oh, my fault, blah, blah, blah. Keen, he comes in the store like, oh, like, can I get your number? I'm like, whatever, give me your phone. Do. Yeah. Ew. But I gave him my number. All right, cool. I get home, he texts me. He's like, oh, like, you home? I'm like, yeah, I'm home or whatever. He like, all right, cool. Like, my phone started ringing. This is night one, guys. We're gonna keep track. This is night one. He's FaceTiming me. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hello. He like, yeah, what's up? Like, this Keen. I'm like, yeah, I know Keen. What's up? He's like, oh, like, now I'm chilling. I'm about to go out. Mind you, it was like 10, 11 o'clock. He's like, oh, I'm about to go out with my friends. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm tired. I just came from work. He like, oh, I understand, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, we started chopping it up. He seemed like a cool dude. He was cute. He was tall. He was light-skinned. He was, back then, I love me some light skins. Those was, like, my kryptonite, okay? Like, but we talking on the phone. I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. He like, oh, like, you know, how old are you? Whatever. You know, the basic interview part of the talking stage. Just the interview. Like, oh, like, what you do? Oh, I do this. What you do? Oh, I do this. Oh, what's your favorite color? Stuff like that. Like, we was just talking. So, he starts joking like, oh yeah, I'm a rapper. I'm like, oh my God, everybody a rapper. Everybody want to be a rapper. He was like, no, I'm serious. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's nice. He was like, yeah, I'm a singer too. I was like, oh Lord Jesus, one of these SoundCloud guys. Okay. Okay, all right, Keen, you were singing. He's like, nah, I'm serious. I'm being funny. I'm like, yeah, sing something. He's like, all right, what you want me to sing? I'm like, sing your ABC, singing that to me. Yeah. He like, all right, singing it A B C D. I'm like, all right, yeah, being funny, trying to be cute with it. And he goes, oh my god, nah, this is embarrassing. Oh my god, this is so I don't want to say it. So he's finished singing. I was like, oh, okay, ooh, child, yeah, that was nice. You could sing. Oh, that was good. It gave me chills, like, ooh, got goosebumps. He was like, oh yeah. So did it make you stand up? I said, whoa. bring that the fuck back. Hold on. I don't like that. I'm like, what you say? He repeated like, oh, did it make your hair stand up? What? Oh, you nasty. This is so embarrassing. But I'm like, I was like, oh yeah, this is not gonna work. I hung up. I remember I called my boy best friend at the time. I called him. I'm like, yo, this nigga on the phone just said some crazy stuff to me. He like, bro, what happened? I'm like, yo, like, he was singing a song. I told him everything. I'm like, he was singing a song and I was hyping him up. I said that it gave me chills. I'm just being funny. He asked if it made my hair stand up. Am I missing something? He was like, nah, that's wild. And I was like, oh. That's what I thought. Thank you. I'm just going about my night. I'm getting ready for bed, or whatever. And my phone started like, it starts ringing again. So I'm thinking it's my boy best friend. It's not. It's Keem. I keep declining. He's texting me like, yo, answer the phone. I'm like, yo, this dude is really, this is night one. I just met you 3 hours ago. Nah. So I keep declining. He like, yo, please answer the phone. It's important. Answer the phone. I'm like, all right. It was like 2 hours later and I finally picked up the phone. So he's like, yo, I'm outside with my bros and my phone is on 1% and I'm trying to get in contact with you. Like, that's to show you how much I like you. Like, if my comment offended you, I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Da. I'm like, all right. I didn't say his fucking name. But he was like, yo, I'm blowing up your phone and I'm with my friends and we're lost and my phone about to die, but I want to talk to you. Like, if my comment offended you, I'm sorry. Like, I was just talking. Like, I was just playing around. I'm like, yeah, but I don't play like that. Especially if I just met you a couple of hours ago. Like, that threw me off. And he's like, yo, I apologize, whatever. I'm gonna let that slide, child. I'm gonna let that slide, okay? But don't try me again. So after that, you know, we was talking or whatever. He seemed cool. But it just started getting weirder. So after that, it was okay. You know, a week went by, it was fine. He was good. But then he started to like want me to be on him more. It was getting obsessive, like, oh, you need to be like on me. You need to treat me like, it was like, whoa. So he would send me memes and stuff like, yeah, if your girl not on you, then she for the streets or she a hoe and stuff like that. And I was just like, what? Why are you sending me this? I'm not the type of girl to be on you like that. Like, as soon as I meet you, like, you gotta like, all right, you gotta be on me first. And plus, I wasn't really feeling him like that anymore because it was just like little things, like it was just throwing me off. So every morning he would be like, oh, good morning, with the meme. If your girl not hugging you like this, then she don't, like, it's like, whoa, bro, you doing too much. Like, you doing too, I just woke up, you doing too much. So I kind of like, you know, brushed that off. I was just like, it's not that serious. So this was like in the summertime, and it was the year I went to summer jam with my friends, right? So we still talking. It's like a month now, and I went to summer jam with my friends. And I was telling him, like, yeah, I'm going to summer jam. He's like, oh yeah, my bros wanted me to go, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh my god, you should totally go. I was trying to get him to go, and he was like, oh, I never been, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, like, you should go. I'm like, what section y'all finna be in, like, you and your friends? He's like, oh, we're gonna be in this section. I was like, oh, well, me and my homegirls gonna be in this section. Like, it's right there. Like, it's gonna be lit. So Summer Jam come the night before Summer Jam. We on the phone kicking it or whatever. And then he's like, oh, like, I'm not gonna go tomorrow. I was like, oh, like, that sucks. Like, I wish you was going. Like, it would have been lit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, I got people watching you. Like, so you better be on your best behavior. I was like, at first I thought it was cute. Because, you know, like, us girls, we like a protective dude. Like, you know, like, oh, you better not do that. Like, I'm watching you. Like, something cute like that. Like, whatever. Like, he just playing with you and you just like, you know, flirting back. Like, oh, you know, whatever. But who you watching? Who? He was like, nah, but I'm dead ass. And I'm like, at first I thought he was joking when he was like, oh, like, I got people watching you. But he was really like, nah, I really got people watching you. Like, you told me your section. I'm like, whoa. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, I did tell you my section. I was so like, I wasn't scared, but that was like another red flag with the other hundreds. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yo, King, like, relax. He's like, nah, because you're not going to be out there embarrassing me. I'm like, oh my God. After he said that, it was like, it was funny. But then when I knew he was serious, it was like, oh, okay. I forgot what I said after that, but I was just, I knew I felt uncomfortable. I kind of like brushed past it because when I'm uncomfortable, I just try to ignore it. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. I still was talking to this dude. So after the concert, like, you know, he hit me like, yo, you have fun? I'm like, yeah, it was cool. And he called me that night. He was like, yeah, I could see like you had fun. I'm like, yeah, it was cool. I'm about to go to sleep, whatever. So we talking. It's like 2 months now. We was just talking or whatever, and it was one time we was on the phone. He's like, oh, you want to come to my court date? I said, yo, who? He's like, oh, you want to come to my court date? I'm like, what is you talking about? What court date? What is that? Like, I've never been in a courthouse in my life. I don't even know how the process go. Like, what am I supposed to bring? Like, what am I gonna do? I'm like, a court date? What did you do, King? What did you do? He like, oh, I can't tell you on the phone. I'm like, did you murder anybody? Like, what is going on? Like, he's like, oh, I can't tell you on the phone. I said, well, sir, I can't make it. I'm not going. It's a no. It's a no from me. Okay, I'm not going. He was like, oh, I'm out on probation. Listen, I like hood niggas, okay? But King, he taking it too far. He taking it too far, okay? I don't do court dates, baby. I don't do that. I'm like, bro, like, what did you on probation? Like, we've been talking for like 2 months and you didn't tell me? He like, oh, like, I didn't want to tell you because, like, you know, I can't really talk about it, blah, blah, blah. I can't really trust people. I'm like, whoa, like, yeah, this is not my lane. I don't think I can make it. He like, oh, like, you acting like it's not a privilege that I even asked you to come to my court date. This nigga told me it was a privilege for him to ask me to come to his court date. He didn't even tell me what he did, why he did it, who he did it with. Like, it was just like, are you coming or not? Because you should be glad that I even asked you to come. Whoa. Okay, Betty. Whoa. After that, I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm not doing this. It was just a lot of weird things going on. Like, he was just a weird guy and I was not with it. So I stopped talking to him. Like, a few months later, like 2 months later, I met my boyfriend. And, you know, I'm kicking it with him, whatever. We get serious. I forget about Keen. And then, so me and my boyfriend went to school downtown. And we was walking downtown. We was trying to waste time in between class. We was walking downtown or whatever, downtown Brooklyn. And I seen this guy smiling in my face. But usually, like, you know, when, like, just in general, if you're a woman, you know, people do weird stuff and they're trying to get to your attention. Guys do weird things. Like, they'll be in your face, They might try to tap you, whatever. They might say something, whatever. So I just thought it was a random guy just smiling, standing right in front of my face, like just trying to get my attention. I'm not paying attention to him. My boyfriend is like, yo, you know him? Like, he was smiling in your face. Like, you know that dude? Like, that's your friend? I'm like, who are you talking about? I took a glimpse at this dude, but it didn't register until my boyfriend was like, yo, you know him? Like, he been smiling at you since you was across the street. And then when we passed him, he was just still smiling at you and looking at you like, do you know him? I'm like, no. So he like, nah, that was weird. Like, it looked like he knew you. And I'm like, nah, whatever. Like, I don't know nobody over here. And then it clicked, like, wait. That dude was light-skinned. That dude was tall. That dude was Keen. Keen done saw me downtown with my boyfriend. Like, I ain't never bumped into him. And I didn't tell my boyfriend at the time. I didn't tell him like, oh yeah, that's Keen. I used to talk. No, I was just in my head. I was like, yo, that's really weird. Like, that's crazy. After that, like a day later, Keen starts like FaceTiming me or whatever. I blocked his number. I'm like, you know, you're weird. It's a no for me. 2 days later after that, I get a message from his email. It said keen123@gmail.com. I'm like, oh. Yeah, he texted me. He was like, yo, hello, like dragging it. So I blocked that. I blocked his email. I'm like, yo, like he won't stop. Like, I'm getting nervous now. I'm like, nah, he won't stop. Like, all right. So then a day passed. I get a call from a random number. It's FaceTiming me. I'm like, yo, who is this? This is when I used to answer random numbers. I'm like, yo, who is this? So I covered the camera and I accept the call. And his screen is black as well. So I'm quiet. I mute myself. All I hear is, yo, move your thumb off the camera. It's Keen. It's motherfucking Keen. I'm like, yo, this is when I was getting a little scared. Cause it's like, you don't get the message, you're really creepy now. Like, so I hung up, I blocked that number. After that, he kept calling me from different numbers. I kept blocking it. And then this was like a month later, like a month after like me and my boyfriend been together and stuff like that. A month after I seen Keen downtown Brooklyn, like this is a month later, he's still calling me from random numbers. Then he starts texting me from random numbers like, yo, is this Tania? I'm like, yo, this nigga is crazy. Like, what? Leave me alone. I finally told my boyfriend. I finally told him the whole story. Like, yo, this dude is really weird. Like, I used to talk to him and he's not letting up. Like, and that's the dude we saw downtown. It clicked in my head, blah, blah, blah. My boyfriend was like, all right, bet. Give me his number. I'm like, okay, daddy. His number is I'm like, all right, his number is 347 blah 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 blah. He like, all right, bet. I remember he texts Keen. He like, yo, this is my boyfriend. He said, yo, I don't know who you are, and I don't want to get to know who you are, but you calling my girl and you're texting my girl. You need to stop reaching out to her, or it's gonna be a problem. That's what my man said. And so Keen texts back. He's like, oh, who's your girl? Nigga, you know who he's talking about. So my boyfriend screenshots that, like what he said. I'm like, yo, don't say my name. Like, don't say nothing. Like, he know. He's just playing dumb. He's like, my boyfriend's just like, yeah, I know. Like, but if he texts you again, like, it's really gonna be a problem. Cause my boyfriend is really like that. I'm like, all right, like, I hope this work. Like, I'm just tired of this man harassing me, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I ain't never hear from Keen again. Yeah. But after that, after my boyfriend stepped in, I never heard from him again. thank God, because he was really weird. More of the story, do not talk to people who you meet at work. It does not work. It does not work out, because I never used to do that. I never used to entertain nobody at my job, my workplace. I never did that. And he was the first and last person I did that with. And he turned out to be weird. But I never entertained people, and he was the first and last person I've entertained, because I've been with my boyfriend ever since. Even if I wasn't in a relationship, if I didn't meet my boyfriend, that was he sealed the deal. Like, I will never do that again, ever. He was so weird. Like, he was so weird, y'all don't understand. I was really like, I changed my number too. Like, even after he left me alone, I still changed my number. And I thought about it. I'm like, thank God. And this is for the ladies. If you're starting to date a dude, y'all getting to know each other, and like, it's not really like that yet, do not give out your address. I used to do that. Like, I used to be like, oh, you're cool, like, I live here. But me and Keen, good thank God I did not give him my address, because who knows, he could have been harassing me at my house. Like, do not give out your address yet. Get to know a person, seriously. And if you see a red flag, don't ever give out your address to them, period. Okay, we're not doing that. We're staying safe for 2021, okay? But that is the end of my story time with a creepy guy. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope it's short. I didn't want this video to be too long, but y'all know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Comment what you think. Comment if you ever had the same experience with a creepy dude. I want to see the stories. I want to hear the stories, because I know I'm not the only one. I know we all got stories, especially in New York. Whoo, it's a lot of weirdos here, okay? I'm telling you. But thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching me and supporting me. I love y'all. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye, friends.